Joining us is Wisconsin Congressman and Financial Services Committee member Bryan Steil. Congressman, good to see you, and thanks so much for taking the time on the show today. Obviously, a very big day on Capitol Hill. The question to you, how likely is a government shutdown? Do you think the Republicans and Democrats will come together to keep the government funded through December 3rd?
The Democrats are on a runaway spending mission. I have no doubt that they're going to cobble together the votes at the last minute to simply kick the can down the road. But the battle continues as to whether or not we can stop their wasteful spending goals here in Washington, D.C. In a period of time when we're seeing rising costs, rising inflation, wages not keeping up with these costs, what do the Democrats want to do? What does Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden want to do? They want to spend money. They want to raise taxes. Those aren't the priorities that we have for the American people. We need to get our economy back on track, and we need to get our spending under control.
Talking about spending, a lot in the party, the Democratic Party specifically, are holding this infrastructure bill hostage, if you will, if they don't get the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill passed. I want to play this for you. This is AOC in her thoughts on it.
96%, myself included, of the Democratic Party is in agreement that we need to pass both bills.
I would ask you if that's true, or do you think that's true? Because that essentially would be all of them in the House agreeing that both bills, 3.5 reconciliation bill, needs to be passed, and the infrastructure bill. Do you even see one of these getting passed?
Nancy Pelosi is darn good at getting her ducks in a row on these votes in the end. And so I remain very concerned that we're going to see the Democrats move forward with both of these spending bills. It's why shows like yours are so important. So the American people understand what is, one, in the bills, and two, how we're going to pay for it. And how they're going to pay for it is raising taxes on all Americans, whether or not that's through direct tax increases or through runaway cost increases and inflation, which functions as a tax on all Americans. It's so important that we make sure the American people understand what a dangerous path the Democrats are taking us down. That's our only hope at being able to stop these bills. The far left of the Democratic Party is driving this agenda, and we have to do everything we can to try to stop it.
Well, you talk about how it's going to be paid for, and we talk about the national debt. We're at now $29 trillion. And if you pile on these spending plans, clearly this is going to rise if you raise the debt ceiling. But here's House Speaker Pelosi defending the massive costs. Here's that.
It's not about a dollar amount. The dollar amount, as the president said, is zero. This bill will be paid for. It's about what are the values that we share and how we prioritize them.
Congressman, $0 from the Speaker of the House. Is that correct? Are you buying that?
I mean, that is just unbelievable. The American people are far smarter than that. Remember back in the 80s and 90s, and you get those advertisements, 12 CDs for 1 penny? And then all of a sudden, you'd start getting the new ones, and you'd start having a check due every single month. That's the game the Democrats are playing with us right now. They're giving you the money for free up front, but rest assured, ultimately, the bill is going to come due. And when the American people get the bill every year for the foreseeable future to pay off for this reckless spending, they are going to be darn frustrated. It's why we got to stop this spending bill in its tracks.
And it's not only just that the price tag, $3.5 trillion, which is a lot of money, but it's what is inside of it. Obviously, the eyes go from the focus on the House to the Senate, and that's where Senator Joe Manchin comes in. He's openly said, as of last night, I'm against the $3.5 trillion spending plan. How crucial is the Manchin vote?
I mean, we're down to a very small number of votes in both chambers. You got 5 votes in the House of Representatives separating Republicans and Democrats. You obviously can't lose any more than 1 United States senator. So Manchin's position is absolutely critical, as is the shot that maybe there's a rational Democrat or 2 in the House of Representatives. We haven't seen it yet, but we got to do everything we can to make sure that Sinema and Manchin understand the danger of this type of runaway spending, or keep praying that we got a Democrat in the House that is going to wake up and realize what happens if we spend and tax the level Nancy Pelosi is proposing.
All eyes on Capitol Hill today. Congressman Steil joining us live today. Congressman, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.